What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new news video. Today what I have for you guys is everything that you need to know about Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. All the new features, the brand new map, the details, everything that you need to know, I will be covering in today's video. If you want to stay up to date on the latest Call of Duty news and updates and straight to the point videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I promise I will do just that. But anyways, let's go ahead, let's get into it. So the first thing that you need to know is this Zombies mode is being developed by the legitimate Treyarch team. Now, if you think of Vanguard Zombies, that was actually made by less than 10% of the Treyarch team, and it wasn't even the actual Zombies division team that actually worked on it. So the head of Treyarch Zombie team, who actually did the briefing for MW3 Zombies, his name is Kevin Drew. He didn't even participate in Vanguard Zombies. So if you think this is going to be like a Vanguard Zombies experience, and you are mistaken, they have the full backing of the entire Treyarch team to make this a very great Zombies experience. They also did promise that this is going to be the largest Zombies offering to date, with the biggest amount of Zombies content that has ever been involved in one Call of Duty title. So this is going to be beating Zombies Chronicles. Let me go ahead and explain all the new features to you, and you let me know if you think this is going to have a lot to offer. First thing that you need to know is this is going to be a PvE mode, and this is going to be player versus environment, and this is going to be an open world Zombies type of mode. So it's going to have a large scale map as big as Al Mazrah. Apparently the map is going to be Las Almas. They got to see photos of it, so it is going to be an entire brand new Warzone map, and it'll have completely different terrain, a different experience. And within this open world, there's going to be a bunch of different zombies. There's going to be elite zombies, regular zombies, there's going to be mini bosses, there's going to be big bosses, there's also going to be missions for you to complete, loot for you to uncover, and they specifically mentioned that there's going to be an insane amount of Easter eggs that are going to be spread out throughout the entire map. So by the time you find every single Easter egg, we're going to be on like COD 2025. Anyways, just think of this as Outbreak from Cold War mashing in with DMZ. This is basically exactly just that. So if you've been playing DMZ, just think of zombies being added there and a couple more features and a brand new map. So that's what it's going to be like. This is going to be a 4-player squads type of mode, and it's going to have a total of up to 24 players per match. So you are going to be meeting other players, but the good news is you're not going to be able to harm them. They're not going to be able to harm you. So they can do their own thing. You can do your own thing. It's going to be you versus the entire environment. And what makes this Zombies a little bit different is that you will not be able to complete it in one go. So you will need to come back and you will need to replay it multiple times if you want to complete the missions and progress the story. So there's going to be a Treyarch Zombies storyline, which is going to be within the Treyarch Zombies universe, but it's going to have its own brand new storyline. It is going to be set between Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2. This is going to be taking place 30 years after the Cold War Zombies. There will be an immersive storyline, which means that you're going to be able to complete missions. As you complete the missions, you're going to be able to progress through the storyline. There's going to be a total of 3 acts, which will involve cutscenes and different missions and animations and things like that. So for example, if you're on the very last mission of an act, this will teleport you out of the open world map and into a very smaller one, so like a sandbox type of thing, where they're going to discuss the storyline. There's going to be like voices and animations will appear. So depending on how far you're in, you'll have different cutscenes, different storylines, and there's going to be a total of 3 acts for them so far as of right now. So obviously we can expect a little bit more being added towards the future. And with zombies, there's always going to be an economy system. How else are you going to get that pack-a-punch, or how else are you going to get that jug? To earn this brand new currency called the Essence, you'll be able to do that by killing zombies, which is standard for like every zombies game. There's going to be contracts that you can do, so similar to like Warzone and DMZ, how you can pick up contracts. There's also going to be looting, so you can get them through crates, through chests, through different equipment that you can sell at buy stations. There's also going to be special activities that you can do, so there might be special missions or special things that will get you these coins. And then on top of that, you can spend this currency on things like buy stations, wall buys, perks, pack-a-punch, and much more. Now this is going to be like DMZ, as I've mentioned, so you are going to need to exfil. So there will be an exfil system. That means that you will collect your loot, you will be able to collect your money, and then you'll be able to leave. Now with this exfil system, you're going to be able to keep your upgrades, so pack-a-punch weapons, you're going to be able to keep your perks, you're going to be able to keep your equipment, and you're going to be able to keep more. And then on top of that, obviously there's going to be a storm that's going to force you to exfil, and that is going to be called the Ether Storm. It's going to slowly close in. You have a 1-hour limit per lobby, just like in DMZ, where it's going to start closing in, and if you don't exfil, you either die to the gas or you'll be forced into areas where they have higher threat zombies. So there's going to be 2 zones. There's going to be the low threat zones, which will spawn you in the outskirts. You're always going to spawn in the outskirts outskirts of the map, and these low threat zones are going to have real life AIs, and these AIs are apparently a part of a enemy faction which is going to be called Terminus Outcomes. They are the reason for this zombie chaos. They're trying to collect all this ether, they're trying to collect all these different equipments and pretty much get some powers and all these things, and you are going to meet them in the very beginning because they're going to be in the outskirts trying to collect all this. Your task is obviously to eliminate them. You'll be able to loot by doing that. So they are low threat, they don't have superpowers. The zombies over there are going to be weak. You can just relax in that area, and then as you get closer and closer to the center of the map, you're going to get into the high threat zones. These high threat zones are going to feature elite zombies, stronger ones, mini bosses that are going to start spawning in, and apparently here's a list of some of the bosses that are going to be there. You have the Mimic, you have the Mangler, the Panzer, the Kranzi, the Hellhound, as well as even Abominations. Hasn't been confirmed, but you can assume that Abominations are also going to be there, but these are just some of the bosses that will be spawning in these high threat areas. This storm is going to force you into that area if you don't exfil fast enough, so you will be required to exfil out of this, and that's why I say you can't complete it in one go. Because you are required and you are expected to exfil, there's going to be a new system when it comes to perks. So when you get perks, they're going to be cans, which you're not going to drink right away. You're going to have the opportunity to pick when you're going to want to drink that. So if you say get jug, if you want to activate it in that game, or if you want to exfil with it and then activate it in the later game where you plan on going into the harder levels, you can save it for that. There's also weapon schematics. So basically they're like blueprints of weapons that you find. So say for example, you find a weapon case for the ray gun. You'll be able to use that, take that into the lobby after you exfil with it, and be able to permanently craft it every single time before you get into a game. Obviously there might be a cooldown or something like that that will stop you from just constantly doing it, but this is a good way, so that way you don't stress out. Say you end up getting eliminated before you can exfil with a ray gun and then you permanently lose the ray gun. That would stress out a lot of people. And with this way, there might be a tutorial on where to find the ray gun location, and if there is, obviously I'm gonna cover that for you guys later on. Here's a quick overview on what to expect from this. So it says right here, on the outskirts there's gonna be human and zombie AIs, which I've mentioned. They're gonna be really easy to defeat. Then towards the middle you got the Mimics, Abominations, etc. There'll be more in the middle. The world is gonna be full of secrets, so a bunch of random Easter eggs, different things that you're gonna be able to complete. Juggernaut is confirmed to be one of the perks, so a lot of the popular Treyarch perks are going to be making a return. You can bring in different things from before, from missions before, such as DMZ did, and then you can even bring in a ray gun, which I just mentioned with the schematics and stuff like that. But another thing I wanted to mention is it's very, very similar to DMZ. Even the little challenge tab that they ended up showing a screenshot of, it actually had different missions that you can choose if you want to complete them or not. You check them in, and then you go into the zombies game, and then you complete them, and then that's how you can do the storyline. Obviously, with these two factions that we have Deadbolt and then the Terminus, who's the enemy. There's obviously probably going to be missions for the one that you're in. The good news is these missions don't have to do with the storyline. So the storyline has a straight cut and through mission that you have to complete. Everyone has the same exact mission. And then you have the side quests and the side faction missions. So there's always going to be something for you to do. A lot of the creators that were there did say that these linear missions are going to be super hard and very difficult to do. So it would be recommended that you jump in with a squad, or at least you loot up properly before you actually try to attempt to do these missions, which is why I mentioned you will need to exfil quite a few times. But another thing is the full story will tie to Treyarch's storyline, which I've mentioned, and is confirmed to be tied to Modern Warfare universe as well. There's also going to be 3 levels to the human AI. So there's going to be strongholds that are just like in DMZ, just like in Al Mazrah, and then you can also use the schematics that you have to have permanent upgrades or temporary upgrades. And then they also did mention that there's going to be even more surprises, so just wait and see for more things that are going to be coming in and being announced later on into the future. Now, some bad news that I wanted to mention, and this has to do with DMZ, is it seems like there may not be a continuation with DMZ. So one of the creators actually asked them and said, what about DMZ? And they literally told him, we are not going to be speaking about DMZ right now. So that's literally what they said, and to me, it sounds like they're not interested in working on DMZ anymore, and it was sort of a beta. They're going to keep it at a beta, and maybe it's going to stop getting support once MW3 launches. It would make sense because Zombies is literally like DMZ, just with zombies added to it, and if they are going to be putting their effort and focus into that, there really won't be many studios that'll have time to be able to do DMZ. So you got like Raven, Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward working on the Warzone side of things. You got Sledgehammer trying to also do the multiplayer. You have Treyarch working on this Zombies experience, which apparently is going to be the largest one. And then on top of that, they also have to work on their Call of Duty title, COD 2024, and their Zombies mode. So I do expect that there may not be, they're stretched far too thin for them to continue with DMZ and be able to provide support for that. Now, nothing has been confirmed so far. They haven't mentioned if they're going to stop it completely, but as of right now, it just sounds like it from based on the things that we've heard and they've said so far. it doesn't seem like they're really going to continue support for DMZ. What are your thoughts and opinions on that? Do you think the zombies experience will replace DMZ? I personally think DMZ was a great experience, and the fact that it was for free made a lot of people want to grind that, because some people don't want to just play Warzone, and DMZ gives you that opportunity. Obviously with zombies, it's not going to be free to play, so it's going to be a little bit harder for those of you guys who really wanted to experience this, but you are going to have to spend money on that. But anyways, that's all that I got for you guys in today's video. This is everything that you need to know about this brand new zombies mode that's going to be coming in. Don't forget, round base is not going away permanently. I believe round base is going to come back in COD 2024 with Treyarch's game. They're just saving it for their Call of Duty title rather than adding it here. But yeah, anyways, that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you found the video informative and helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll try my best to keep you up to date on the latest Call of Duty news and updates. It's been your boy Trizzle. Hopefully I'll be seeing you guys again. Peace.